everybody. Welcome to Keller Bear Has a Podcast, the Zack Snyder's Justice League of podcasts. I'm Michael, and as usual, I'm joined by Stacy, Trey, and Sean. This is the podcast where each episode we take a topic and go around the horn giving opinions you didn't ask for. And this episode, we're tackling a tough one, cereals, breakfast cereals. Right.
Like
not serial killers. Right?
Oh, do that.
I also have that list prepared if we're ready for it.
Cereal. That would be a weird... What serial killer would you love?
I don't know. There's a girl that on YouTube, she does, she talks about
kills people
and makeup. No, it's like Serial Killer Makeup Monday. And she does a makeup tutorial while she tells a story of murder.
Okay.
I'm super into it.
No, yeah, I like true crime. I'm fascinated by serial killers. But if you were to ask me what serial killer do I love, I don't know how I could come up with an answer there.
Maybe there's like a Dexter-y one that's like a serial killer for good. Maybe.
No.
We just skip that question.
You know, Dexter is fiction. You know that, right, Stacey? Just making sure. I need to know that you know this.
It's a really rude way to break the news to me.
I'm so sorry.
You thought that was a documentary?
You just text me later next time.
So sorry. I should have done it off air.
Why do they not arrest this guy?
How did he get away with it for so long? And what's the deal with his sister?
Oh, speaking of serial killers, can we talk quickly about how there's a possibility that our podcast is murdering people?
Yes, but let's pause for a second. And that's got to be the first time someone's ever said, oh, speaking of serial killers.
Yeah.
So we've done two topics so far. We've done bands of your life and sitcoms of your life. In bands of your life, we talked at length about Carmen. We release one of the podcasts, and within days, Carmen is dead. We then release two podcasts about sitcoms of your life. We talk at length about Arrested Development and Lucille, Jessica, who's played by Jessica Walter. And then within days, Jessica Walter dies.
Unbelievable.
I swear to God, if something happens to Tony Tiger, I'm never speaking to you guys again.
Wasn't he already canceled?
Yes. Tony, within, well, see, now great. You've done it. Now you just decided that Tony the Tiger is going to die. Like he's going to be in a Final Destination movie from now on for the next couple days.
Excuse me, I need to light some sage.
Death creeping around every corner.
I need to smudge for Tony Tiger now.
That
sounds dirty. Yeah, in the next week, the Honey Smacks frog will die.
The captain better watch his ass.
He better.
He's asking for it, that guy.
He really is. So is Count Chocula. That guy is about to get a stake through the forehead. Is that how they do it?
No.
Who?
They.
Who's they?
Yeah.
Vampires.
No, that's the heart.
I know. I was just being stupid.
Oh, I just.
Isn't that also? Is that werewolves? Silver bullet to the head.
Silver bullet heart.
I thought it was just a silver bullet, like anywhere. Like they're allergic to the
you
silver.
You nick their finger, just like
I think.
And then they die from some sort of silver poisoning years later.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
It's just a real slow burn.
Very slow.
Oh God, this burns. Whew. Oh man, that's smart.
Wasn't there a werewolf
cereal?
Bar mitzvah. There's a werewolf cereal mascot. Or a wolf. There's a wolf cereal mascot. They had Count Chocula, Boo Berry, Frankenberry, and then yes.
I do you want to say there was a fourth one. It was the Ringo Starr of the monster cereals.
It was Wheat Wolf. It had no sugar, and it was just wheat crisps.
Wheat Wolf.
And that's all it was. They discontinued it very quickly. It's just blocks of wheat.
Wheat wolf. I have two big opinions about cereal in general.
Oh, God.
Shocking.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you please make that your bio?
Is this like a what counts as cereal?
No.
Two big.
Oh, well, I
opinions.
guess kind of, but not in the way that I think you're asking. So this was hard for me because number one, and I truly believe this, there are no bad cereals. All cereal is good as far as I am concerned. There are no bad cereals. I've never had a bad cereal. And then secondly, anything can be cereal. This is another thing that I am very adamant about, that anything can be cereal. If you put it in a bowl and you add milk to it, it's cereal.
Okay,
It becomes cereal. And there are many times where we have been out of cereal and I will look in our pantry and there will be something in there that's just like, I could put this in a bowl and put milk in it and it's cereal now. And I have done that.
like potato chips?
Well, no, I wouldn't do that.
So
But
not anything.
if you were to do that, it would be cereal. It would be not very good cereal, which then goes back on my first point. So really these 2 points kind of cancel each other out in a way.
It's all falling apart now.
Yeah.
I was about to say, so
there are no bad official cereals. However, anything can be cereal, but not necessarily good.
but it seems like your definition is bowl and milk.
Yes. I think the crucial ingredient of cereal is a bowl and milk.
But what if you eat cereal just out of the box?
Yeah,
with no milk.
Yeah, that's cereal. But if you do that with chips, it's still just chips. But the
But
minute
you
you
just
put
said that-
chips in a bowl and add milk to it, it becomes cereal.
We said the
This is
crucial
incredible.
ingredient is bowl and milk.
In cereal, yes.
Oh man.
So if you're eating
I see what you're saying.
Crispix
I see what you're
out
saying.
of the box,
Oh,
not eating
okay.
cereal.
That makes a third. Okay, there you go. That makes a third opinion I have about just in general about cereal. I don't like cereal without milk. I used to know
Agreed.
people who like used to just munch on cereal. That is not good.
I'm with you.
I need milk in my cereal.
No, I could eat a box of Frosted Flakes by myself with nothing.
I can't. I've known tons of people who can do that, but to me, it's just not good.
A cereal is a type of grain, I think.
Technically, yes.
Right. So
But
that's the name
to
of
have-
a grain.
it's
But-
yeah. Let me look at it.
I didn't know that.
I don't think all cereal though
Contains
is made
that grain.
with grain.
Yeah. Here we go. Wikipedia says cereal is any grass cultivated for the edible components of its grain.
Right. They forgot the
Sounded-
milk and the bowl part.
sounded
But
super-
in general, yes, Wikipedia is correct. So in saying that there are no bad cereals, it was very hard for me to come up with a cereal that I hate. And I don't hate this cereal. Because again, I truly believe that I don't hate any cereals, but I do understand other people's hate of this cereal. And so I'm going to go off of that. The cereal that I hate, quote unquote, is grape nuts.
Ooh.
And here's the deal with grape nuts is you always put too much in the bowl because it grows. And no one told me that it expands in the bowl, and no one told me that like as a kid. And so for forever I wasted so much grape nuts because I never finished a bowl and even today, like honestly, if you give me grape nuts, I'm gonna overfill that bowl and then hate it by the end of it, that I'm having to eat the rest of this bowl of grape nuts. So in looking over cereals in general, to remind myself of like what was out there, I did fall into a hole a research hole of cereals. And one thing that I did I kind of realized about grape nuts is that it is the cereal that's the most full of itself and haughtiest.
Yeah.
And here's why. So this is from the Wikipedia article for grape nuts. Grape nuts is a breakfast cereal made from flour, salt, and dried yeast, developed in 1897 by C.W. Post, a former patient and later competitor of the 19th century breakfast food innovator Dr. John Harvey Kellogg. That's haughty.
It is.
It's cereal. And then also, it has an interesting history that I also think makes it haughty. It was sponsored, Grape Nuts sponsored Admiral Byrd's 1933 expedition to Antarctica. It was sponsored by a cereal, and that cereal was Grape Nuts.
That sounds very Idiocracy for its time.
Yes, for like the 30s.
Expedition to Antarctica, sponsored by Grape Nuts.
Yes, is that not crazy?
Yeah.
During World War II, grape nuts were included in the Allied forces' jungle rations on missions to Panama, but only Panama.
Why?
I don't know. They get grape nuts because grape nuts is full of itself.
But did they give you milk with it too?
Probably not. I'm assuming.
So far, it doesn't. Sorry, go ahead, Stacy.
Powdered milk, that situation.
You could powder milk that situation.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful way of wording that.
Yeah.
And then in 1953, Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay brought grape nuts along on their trek to the peak of Mount Everest when they
made that
became
name up.
the first to reach the mountain's summit. What, Tenzing Norgay? Have you never heard that name before?
No.
He's like a famous Sherpa.
I can't have heard it because you just made it up.
I did not make it up. Am I the only one interested in Everest?
The only one interested in Sherpa history.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think actually you're probably just one of the few people who actually recognize that Sherpas are people.
Oh God.
Jeez.
I'm with you.
They are kind of superhuman.
I'm with you.
They can do incredible things.
It's just they don't get credit. No. Well, Tenzing Norgay did though. Exactly.
Because Edmund Hillary could not have done that if it weren't for Tenzing Norgay.
And
listen,
grape nuts.
So far you're saying grape nuts is haughty, and I just think it sounds awesome.
No,
it sounds haughty. It sounds like the most interesting man version of cereals.
Right, but the most interesting man, would you not say, is also that dude's haughty?
Yeah, but I also want to hear the stories, you know? I mean, if that were a real person.
Sure.
So I want to hear what Grape Nuts has been up to, you know?
Grape Nuts, so what I've found is that Grape Nuts is the cereal that just needs to be reminded that it's just cereal. Take it easy. Okay?
But is it cereal? That's the thing though. Is it just cereal? Because everything you just described, you don't read that about other cereals.
That's true.
So it's not just cereal. It's a special kind of cereal.
Well,
it's one that allies the war from Panama.
Yes.
What?
From Panama.
Yeah, clearly.
It sounds like the cereal of exploration to me. Antarctica, Everest, are you kidding me?
It's been places, Grape Nuts, and been eaten.
I've never had Grape Nuts. I have many times seen it on the shelf and thought, who the hell buys that?
Old people.
And so now I have a couple questions since we're on the topic of it. Are there grapes in it?
No.
Are there nuts in it?
No.
And what are the nuts?
Kind of.
You know what?
Probably got nuts in it.
Let's be more specific. What is Grape Nuts?
I don't think I've ever eaten it either, but my parents are super into it. And I remember being a little kid, like maybe 7 or 8, and them sending them in pajamas, driving to the grocery store and sending me in to find Grape Nuts. But I couldn't find them, and I was too embarrassed. Like, I don't like asking for help in a grocery store, and I was too embarrassed, so I didn't ask. And I came back out, and my mom was so pissed. And she's like going into the grocery store and like in my mind, it's a robe, but I don't really remember what it was. But she's like in full pajamas in a grocery store buying Grape Nuts. So like in my mind, they've got to taste good, right?
little girl, grapes do not have nuts. Get out of here.
I really like grape nuts. I actually really like grape nuts. You're exactly right, though. If you get too much, then yeah, it just turns into like soggy, cold.
So that brings up the question: what is it? What makes it expand? Grapes and nuts don't just expand.
So it is made from flour, salt, and dried yeast.
Delicious.
And terrible sounding.
Now I don't like it anymore. I take it back.
They make it into a batter, put it in an oven, and it becomes a rigid sheet. And then when they take it out, they break it into pieces and run it through a coffee grinder.
Oh,
this is originally what they did. I'm sure they figured out a better way to do this since then. But then they would run it through a coffee grinder to produce the nut-sized kernels. So it sounds like just a science experiment that was just like, hey, you can eat this shit.
Or it's like, I feel like it's like, when did it start? In the 30s? Maybe people were just really hungry.
Before that, 1897.
Oh, then it's just like, this is all we had. So we tried to make it taste good and called it grape.
Possibly, yeah.
Hey, give me that coffee grinder.
Not nice.
Yeah. So are they grape flavored at least?
No.
In fact, I couldn't tell you what the flavor of grape nuts is other than grape nuts.
The flavor is dried yeast.
Yeah.
This is really frustrating.
Also, grape nuts,
they're very crunchy.
They're very crunchy but very small.
Very small.
I feel like we should have bought all these cereals to eat them while we're talking about them.
Oh, did y'all not?
We should have done it.
I was just kidding. So also whenever it first came out, they would advertise it as saying like that this is a weird thing, but they advertised it as saying that if you eat this, it will make you 10% cooler.
Nope.
And by the way, not cooler in like badass, but like cooler, like your body temperature will lower if you eat grape nuts. It will make you 10% cooler. Yes.
Why would you want that?
I guess they didn't have air conditioning at the time, so they just said, "Hey,
in the 1890s,
eat some grape nuts, and you'll get 10% cooler."
Also, how do they back that up? Like,
right?
It was the 1890s. Like, you didn't have to back up anything you said.
And then Sir Edmund Hillary's like, "Damn it, I don't need to be cooler. I'm on Everest."
I'm on Everest. Yes.
This was a mistake.
What a badass.
I need a cereal that makes me warmer.
Is that why they sent that to, where did you say? The Yucatan?
Panama?
Nope.
Panama.
That was during World War II. Surely by that point they realized that it didn't actually make you 10% cooler.
No, let's talk about that claim for a second. The average internal temperature is 98.6 degrees. If you're 10% cooler, you're dropping down to 88 degrees. You just died. You eat a bowl of grape nuts and then you die of hypothermia.
What it says.
Grape nuts, it will kill you.
Oh wait. I'm sorry. I misread. Sorry. It says so it advertised it as that it can make you 10% cooler than the thermometer. Than whatever your thermometer is on. It will make you 10% cooler, which also doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So if you're in Antarctica and it's negative whatever.
Well, there's no thermometer, so who knows?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm having a thermometer, so it doesn't make me any cooler.
Yeah, it doesn't work. You have to be near a thermometer for the grape nuts to take effect.
I don't own a thermometer.
That's also just a really weird claim.
Listen, what else were you supposed to do in the 1890s if you really wanted somebody to like have eat your product?
Air temperature 90 degrees.
You had to you had to say like weird, that it would do weird things. Like it'll get rid of that extra toe if you eat this.
Thank God. Let's buy some grape nuts.
Sean, cereal that you hate.
Yeah, cereal that I hate. This might be a common. I feel like a lot of people might go this direction, but cereal that I hate is Cap'n Crunch.
Really?
Cap'n Crunch. When I was a kid, I was in the car with my dad, and I was eating Cap'n Crunch, out of a cup with milk in it, because sometimes I would just eat cereal on the way to school. And he said, "You're crunching way too loud. Can you not crunch so loud?" And I said, "Okay." And so this makes a lot of sense probably if you know me, but so I would take a bite and I would let it sit in my mouth until it softened a bit, and then I would chew it so that it wouldn't crunch.
Hold on, but Captain Crunch is known for its whole thing.
Wait,
okay, I'm sorry.
And so I would get to school and I would do everything I could to not crunch. I'd get to school and I would have a lot of cuts in my mouth, right? And I would have these like sores in my mouth from trying to not crunch Captain Crunch.
God.
Cereal.
And so for the longest time, I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't buy Captain Crunch because it crunches too much and it hurts my mouth. Years later, I found out that that's something that it does to everyone, even if you don't let it sit in your mouth to soften so that you don't upset your dad with your crunching. And so I think a lot of people are with me. I think I have a strong campaign to rid the world of Captain Crunch and get him fired by his superior officer and or killed by an enemy and some sort of enemy captain. So cereal that I hate for both my personal reasons and also the reasons that the whole world experiences. Captain Crunch. Also, they were sued. They were sued because crunch berries are not actual berries.
Wait, who sued them?
The people.
The berry industry?
Have those people heard
I think there was just
of
like
grape nuts?
I think it was just a lawsuit. I think people got together and they were like, yeah, good question. And they were like, wait a second, these aren't actual berries.
Nor nuts.
I'm really sorry that happened to you.
No, it's okay. Yeah, we can move on.
The cutting of the mouth, yes, that is a common thing. That's why I didn't love Captain Crunch. However, I did love crunch berries. I thought they were delicious. I knew they weren't berries as a 6-year-old, but I still enjoyed them.
You should tell them they tasted good. Sued Captain Crunch because they don't know. Apparently, they thought they were actual berries. Crunch berries. What do those grow on?
When they came out with Oops All Berries, that's really when Captain Crunch should have been put to pasture because
that's true.
He's a Navy man. He shouldn't be making those kinds of mistakes.
I love the Oops All memes. By the way, it's like,
what is that?
There are memes that they've gotten the cereal box Oops All Berries and they've photoshopped it to say Oops All something else. And it's almost always terribly offensive and amazing.
Oops All razor blades.
Yeah. Yes. Oops All fingers. And I think if there's anything good to come out of Captain Crunch, that's it. It's just those memes.
All right.
I didn't have Captain Crunch until I was like in my 20s, probably. And I loved it. Like I went on a Captain Crunch, like just for every meal situation.
Please tell me you went out and like told people about it. Like, have you ever tried Captain Crunch? Like in your 20s?
I feel like I lived in like a different country or something. Like it's like different cereals and like chocolate bars. There are a lot of chocolate bars that candy bars that I had never had before. And so I was like, 100-gram bar. Has anybody ever had that? So good.
It tastes like 100 grand. Do y'all have a favorite like cereal box toy that has arrived, that's been in the cereal box?
I don't remember.
I remember being really obsessed with them at the time, but I've never kept one and I couldn't tell you a single one.
Okay.
There was a time that I can't remember which one, they were releasing baseball cards and I thought that was pretty neat. But I mean, obviously they were all super cheap.
Right. Did you ever send anything in? You know how, like they said, if you collect so many UPCs and you can send it in for this bigger thing. Did you ever do that? No.
I collected them.
Just me then. Cool.
What did you get?
I actually got a Star Wars action figure. It was a Force Ghost Obi-Wan Kenobi. So it was like blue, clear Obi-Wan Kenobi action figure. And I sent in like just a shit ton of like, I can't remember what cereal it was. Might have been Frosted Mini Wheats.
I feel like that was a cost-cutting thing on their end of just like, we can make him a Force Ghost and we don't have to paint him.
You don't have to paint him. Yeah, exactly.
And just call him a Force Ghost, and then we can give these kids Force Ghost Obi-Wans. It's kind of genius.
It really is.
I collected the UPCs a couple times, but then never sent them. I don't know why.
Yeah, I feel like same here. Like, I feel like I collected them with an aim to do that and then just never did, which is a boring story.
Best case scenario for the company, that you buy a ton of cereal and never take them up on their offer to give you something.
Yes. Yeah.
There was also, do you remember box tops for education still a thing?
Yeah.
There was also a time that my mom actually saved all of those, and she gave them to me to take to school. I just threw them away as soon as I walked in. I was like, what am I doing with these? So I just dumped them in the trash.
Your school missed out on thousands of dollars of curriculum.
Yes, from the 20 box tops for education.
We've been buying Betty Crocker products.
What grade were you in? What grade were you in?
That had to have been like maybe first or second grade.
So to be fair, like the people in the world who care the least about education are usually like in school. So
it's kind
also, I'll say I didn't fully comprehend what they were. I mean, I was like a first or second grader.
Here's cardboard.
To me, my mom had just given me several pieces of cardboard and said, take these to your teacher. And I was like, she's going to think I'm insane.
Obviously, my mom is doing some sort of weird shady business here. I will not be a part of it.
I love that like 7-year-old Trey thinks that.
Right.
She's going to look at me.
This logically doesn't make sense.
The first thing I need to tell you is that I don't eat cornbread this much. Trust me. You're going to have to trust me.
He grew up in Alabama.
But we definitely eat this much beef stroganoff.
Stacy.
Who's next? Stacy? Yeah.
You guys know how I like a good hate list? How it's like my favorite thing. Okay.
You're a pastor. Go on.
We've been meaning to talk to you about this.
Make the banner and start this the right way. I do like a good hate list, and this one's been on my hate list for a really, really long time. Because it used to be my favorite cereal, and now I absolutely hate it. Trix. Do you remember when Trix were just like, I don't even know what they are now. This is like a vendetta I've carried since I was a child.
Yes.
Do you remember how they were balls? Like little balls.
That was very poorly worded.
You are more
the way I am going to take the way you just said balls, the way you just said that, I'm going to take that and put it on my phone. So anytime I get a text from you, it's just you saying balls.
I just said it a normal way.
I don't know, man. You said it it was a beautiful way to say balls that you did just then.
Yes. It was aggressive. Sorry. It was aggressive.
You're going to listen to this
go on.
when Michael releases and be like, oh yeah, no, I see what they mean.
No, I won't. And it's okay. They were balls.
Spheres. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. They're spheres. And then they turned into fruit shapes. Do y'all remember this?
Yes.
No, I don't.
And it is weird. Yes.
It is weird.
And they did not taste the same. They taste very different. I don't know what the status of it is anymore, but I'm so angry that I can never. I'm just very mad at Trix.
Yeah, I wonder what the story is there. Why did they do that?
I don't know. And it was
because they got sued for not being fruit.
They probably just wanted to differentiate themselves.
But from what?
From other round cereals.
From Captain
They wanted
Crunch
to set
berries.
themselves apart.
They wanted to make sure that colorblind people did not think that was Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
I mean, and I remember this whole thing. Like, do you remember watching the commercials and the rabbit?
Oh.
Yeah, silly rabbit tricks are for kids. Yeah.
And they did a whole thing about them changing the shape from spheres to fruit shapes, and there was like a whole bar.
I just pulled them up, and now that I see the fruit shapes, yes, I do remember like on the commercial them being the balls and just like bursting into the fruit shapes, like now coming in fruit shapes or something.
It's a grape cluster now.
It's a
no.
Does that look yummy?
No.
and a generic melon.
I'm very angry about it. They never tasted right again, and they're my favorites. What's the status now, Trey?
I think you're onto something.
I would like to point out that the original cereal included 3 colors, and this is the Wikipedia article. This is what they were actually called: orangey orange, lemony yellow, and raspberry red. 5 fruit shapes and colors were added over the years: grapey purple, lime green, wild berry blue, berry blue, and watermelon. I don't remember watermelon. So I do remember wild berry blue, them adding that and that being a huge deal.
So Trix was 4 kids, and also apparently their home office was just consisted of kids. Call it grapey.
Orangey
purple.
Orangey orange.
So there's a reason why it changed flavor. Clearly, there's like an addition of multiple things.
Yeah, that's weird. And yes, I that's something that I also noticed and always wondered. And I haven't liked Trix as much since it was balls.
Thank you. I'm glad you said it.
I just never liked how they treated the rabbit. Yeah,
it's very discriminatory.
Unkind. It is.
Trix are for kids.
Silly rabbit, you dumb bastard.
Oh. 2018, they have reverted back to the puffed fruit-shaped pieces.
And what kind of flavors are we dealing with?
That's all that Wikipedia offers.
Where's that lemony yellow?
There's actually a lot of really confusing information. Like, it seems like Trix changes every other year.
Just please.
Because in 2015, it was announced they would no longer use artificial colors. In 2017, General Mills announced the original version with artificial dyes would be utilized. It's like they announced it, and 2 years later, they were like, never mind. And then a year later, in 2018, is when they reintroduced the puffed fruit-shaped pieces.
It's like every board meeting is, I think it's time for something fresh.
It's been a couple weeks. Let's see what happens now.
Show us what you got, Phil.
Stick with me. Squares.
I feel
Let's add a gravy flavor.
Trey, cereal that you hate.
I do. I hate this cereal. I think it's terrible. It's probably an unpopular opinion. I know it's an unpopular opinion in my own home, where my wife is a massive, as she calls herself, passionate, serious cereal lover. And she buys the cereal all the time. And until I was married to her, I thought that it was just one of those things that did pretty well with kids. But anyone over the age of 5 was like, hey, this cereal is actually really awful. So the cereal that I hate is Lucky Charms.
Oh,
Lucky Charms are terrible.
No. No.
The little grain pieces are awful.
No.
And every single one of the marshmallows is the chalkiest, nastiest substance that anyone's ever put in a bowl and then inserted into their mouths. It's awful.
There's no way that's true.
Yeah,
it doesn't get better. It doesn't get better with milk. It's not good on its own. They are in no way magically delicious.
I agree with everything you said.
Thank you.
I strongly disagree.
Me too. I love some Lucky Charms.
We're big cereal eaters in this house. I did the grocery shopping, and Becca added Lucky Charms to the grocery list early into our marriage. I was like, what's this? And she said, Lucky Charms. I was like, you eat Lucky Charms?
Like, you want me to bring you a rabbit's foot? Because I know you're not talking about the cereal.
I was like, nobody eats these. They're terrible. It's like her like top, I'm not going to say her favorite. It's like a top 5 cereal for her. She loves these things. It's like, no one eats these. It's like you're eating milky chalk dust is what you're eating.
That dust is so good.
It's awful.
It's so sugary and good.
And the marshmallows feel gross on your teeth. Like chewing them feels nasty and weird.
I actually like the way they feel on my teeth. I was going to say that I like the way they, I
like to rub them on my teeth. I do that instead of brush my teeth at night.
No,
that seems ill-advised.
I've had not a good idea.
24 cavities
this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crystal's mom gives Nathaniel Lucky Charms, and if so, I will occasionally sneak a bowl.
Okay,
as a 38-year-old.
Well, can we? So,
do you have to sneak it? Like, you're not allowed to have them?
No, I. If I told that, I would be laughed out of the house.
Do y'all eat cereal on a regular basis?
Yes.
Not regularly.
I don't, but I have a reason why.
The wheat.
No, I have a lot of issues. And I've
let's go and unbox that.
I have a lot of issues.
I have reactive hypoglycemia, so if I eat like something with a lot of carbs, I have to eat protein to like cancel it out, or I get really sick. So if I eat cereal, I have to eat like a meat with it to like counteract it. Like this morning, I'm not gonna lie, in preparation, I ate cereal and had to eat 2 beef jerky sticks so that I would be okay. But also, I'm lactose intolerant and allergic to milk. So whatever it is has to taste good with coconut milk, and there just aren't a lot of cereals that are good with coconut milk.
Got you solved. Half a bowl of Lucky Charms. Oh, no, you don't like Lucky Charms. You already said that. Half a bowl of your favorite sugary cereal and half a bowl of Special K protein, the little protein enhanced Special K. And there you go. You're solved. It's probably going to taste terrible.
It's a bowl of soy, which I'm allergic to, Trey. Thanks for trying to kill me.
Soy?
Yeah, it's usually soy protein. I'm allergic to that.
Just put the beef jerky in the cereal bowl, because according to Michael, then it's cereal.
Then it's cereal. Not good, but it is cereal.
Cereal's a special treat in my life. That's what I'm getting at. Cereal would be the equivalent of like ice cream in my world.
See, I wish it were that for me, because I'm pretty sure that the reason I am technically overweight is cereal. I eat way too much of it. I also, Stacy, have issues with cereal.
The only reason I don't, I think, is because I have a slight milk issue. I'm not
I do
like
too.
Intolerant. Yeah, I'm not intolerant, but if I do, then I don't. My stomach does not feel right the rest of the day. Yeah. Stuff happens. It's a great way to.
That's intolerant.
And I have issues with milk as well.
I mean, it's not complete. I'm not completely intolerant.
Yeah, that's how it starts.
I'm lactose averse. I don't know.
I champion tolerance, so
right.
I'm not intolerant.
That's
there's the whole
legitimately how it starts, and it starts like as you get older, you can't digest it, and then it's just going to get worse and worse from there.
Well, there's the whole
but it's so good though is the problem.
Yeah, it is. It's so good.
The whole frame of mind belief that we're not even supposed to be like drinking milk. Like, what other animals do you see consuming the
milk of another animal?
Right.
The breast pus of another animal.
Artisan teat to table cow's milk.
Yes.
You know, every like native person that I know and most Black people that I know are lactose intolerant.
Why?
That's a bold claim.
No, it's like a real. Somebody Google this. It's a real thing. Like
no.
People of color are lactose.
I don't want that showing up in my history.
I don't want that in my search history. My suggested ads are gonna go nuts.
Nope, don't want that.
Wait, so do you not have a theory as to why that is though?
Because we're not meant to drink it. It's
like anybody.
It's like another thing that white people have ruined.
Have forced upon other people.
I don't know.
We drink milk and we eat mayonnaise.
It always makes me laugh because like when the government did like food, they're called commodities, and like the government will issue like food to reservations and stuff.
No, I like the
you said the government did like food.
When the government did like food.
When they did like drop off the food.
Yeah.
Have y'all never heard me talk about government cheese?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. That's
Okay.
a thing.
Yeah. So they would give you a giant ass block of cheese. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
It was this big, like a huge block of cheese. And we're all lactose intolerant. It's like, thanks, man, for this cheese.
Oh, yeah. But cheese.
And they give it to old people too. They can't digest it.
I like cheese a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, the government cheese is really good. We would eat it with pickles. I don't know. It's just really good that way.
You
just trust it.
No, I'd go with it.
Talked about
like
you're all like lactose intolerant, so you're like eating the cheese and pickles and then just vomiting everywhere.
Not vomiting.
It wasn't vomiting, but
Not vomiting.
Yeah, vomiting isn't what happens.
If it's out of your butt, it's still a form of vomiting.
I mean,
It's a number 3.
I guess.
It's the same way that beef jerky in a bowl with milk is cereal. It's coming out of your butt. It's butt vomit.
Jeez. The moral of this podcast is we all should just stop eating cereal.
Probably.
So the cereal that I think is overrated, and again, I like this cereal, and I will eat this cereal if you put it in front of me. The cereal that I think is overrated is Cap'n Crunch. Similar to the reason Sean said, it's a roof scratcher in your mouth. So is Apple Jacks, I have found, is a roof scratcher. And Cocoa Puffs are roof scratchers.
Cocoa Puffs.
The other thing about Cap'n Crunch is that it leaves this weird film in your mouth after you're done eating it.
Yeah.
That I've never been able to describe, like what in the hell is that is in my mouth? So I did some research on this question of what is that stuff? And the only thing that I could find was that Pamela Lowe, who created Cap'n Crunch, she created a flavor coating that she described as wanting to give the cereal a quality that she called want more-ishness.
Nope.
What?
Oh no.
Want more-ishness.
But why would you want? Why?
So the only thing that I could think of is if you think that if I eat more, this will go away, the film. But
maybe she had a weird mouth thing. Like, oh yeah, film.
Wow,
I like how that film fills in my mouth. I really want some more of that.
Or if you keep eating it, like cuts the film off with its shards.
Maybe.
So far, it just sounds like the people who make decisions about cereals are idiots.
Yeah.
If you're going to talk about the tricks, shapes, and artificial stuff, and now
the names of colors,
want
more-ishness.
Nah, see, these are idiots.
When was this made?
Not well spoken.
No.
Cap'n Crunch?
Yeah.
It was originally introduced in 1963.
Well, this is kind of a big deal, right? This woman that created this cereal in the 60s, that's got to be some kind of like go women situation. Right?
Sure. She broke down the cereal gender barrier.
Yeah. With want
more-ishness.
For 2/3 of the pay.
The other, just as an aside, by the way, the other thing I found is that, and this is very confusing to me, that Cap'n Crunch, the character on the box, his name is not actually Cap'n Crunch.
That doesn't make sense.
His name is Jean Lafoot.
And like his pals just call him Cap'n Crunch?
I guess that's his nickname. But he's a pirate. No, he's supposed to be a pirate, technically.
Who's the
named Jean Lafoot, and they're doing a play on the very famous pirate Jean Lafitte.
Oh.
But why would you have a cereal named Cap'n Crunch and a cartoon character very much dressed like a captain and then call him Jean Lafoot?
I agree. It's a weird.
And then also not even publicize that, so that like you've named him purposelessly because everyone just assumes he's Cap'n Crunch.
Right. Jefferson Beauregard Crunch.
Well, to be fair, there's a deeper narrative there, you know. It's like people who watch Die Hard and they think John McClane's name is Die Hard. That's not true. That's not Die Hard. Stop calling him Die Hard.
Why do people? No one thinks that.
Well, no,
German
I'm just saying if you did, though, it wouldn't make sense. Go get him, Blade Runner. Like, his name is Rick Deckard.
Blade Runner's not a character?
No, it's a profession.
No, like Tron.
He doesn't have blades on his name.
Nope. Anyway, I like Captain Crunch, but I don't like what it does to my mouth afterwards. Sean, cereal that you think is overrated.
Cereal I think is overrated. This may be controversial. Cheerios. I think they taste bad. I will eat them. I don't hate them, but I think they are probably like the king of cereals, and I can't stand them. I mean, I can stand them, but I think they're severely overrated. Now, when you start getting into like the Honey Nut Cheerios and stuff like that, I'm all in because I think those are delicious. But your basic Cheerios, yeah, I'm tasting it, but I'm not getting it.
I considered putting Cheerios on for my underappreciated answer.
Really?
Yeah, because I like Cheerios. I think it tastes good, but I also, I can understand. There's not much of a taste there. It's an incredibly subtle taste that you're either like or you don't. And people have even said like, well, it tastes like cardboard. And I'm like, yeah, I agree. I like it.
Give me cardboard,
They're another one of those grape nut type things that I always see on the shelf. And I'm like, who the hell is buying those?
Parents.
Babies.
But I think like, I guess for babies, but like Honey Nut Cheerios, Frosted Cheerios, Apple, they're not Apple Cheerios, but the ones that are like Apple Jacks, but they're Cheerios. All of those. Who's buying just normal plain Cheerios? Why? And who hurt you? And tell me how. Especially
I think they're very popular. I think a lot of people buy Cheerios.
I
would be willing. Babies. I'd be willing to guess.
They're number one.
That's what I would guess is number one. Because you're right. I think they're kind of like the Coca-Cola of Cheerios.
Yeah, of Cheerios.
Of cereal.
Cereal.
Of course.
Cheerios are the Coca-Cola of Cheerios. It's a hot take.
I would wonder is it regular Cheerios or Honey Nut Cheerios that sells the most?
I think it's Honey Nut Cheerios, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I think like
9 times the amount of sugar.
Well, is there any sugar at all in regular Cheerios?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some.
Subtle sweetness, I think.
It was about 20 years ago that Honey Nut Cheerios, they came out with like a new formula or whatever, and they said they were heart healthy. The big thing with Cheerios are they're heart healthy. It's good but Honey Nut Cheerios, they came out with a new formula, a new recipe that makes them also lower your cholesterol and be better for your heart than say Fruit Loops. So I like as soon as they came out with that, it's like, why am I ever
gonna kick in the crotch?
This will kill you slightly less. But like, why would I ever buy Cheerios again? Honey Nut Cheerios have flavor. The flavor is good, and they lower my cholesterol. Screw you, regular Cheerios.
I like regular Cheerios. Did you put sugar on them?
When I was little.
Yeah, a little sugar on them.
Yeah.
They're good. They also give me egg burps. I don't know does anybody else have that?
Okay, explain.
Hold on. You know what? I kind of don't want you to explain. I like that the image in my head, I want to keep the image in my head of just a burp and then an egg comes out. Oh man, again, egg burps.
Does this not happen to anybody else?
Egg burps.
Well, that's the thing. You ask us to if we can relate to something that we clearly don't understand. So
it's like if you were to eat eggs and then burp, and you have that weird like eggy flavor in your mouth.
That's called burping.
Yeah. I have pickle sneezes, but not egg burps.
That's called I ate something and now I'm burping. So that burp tastes like that's something that I just ate.
I really feel like sometimes I grew up and learned English in a different country than y'all. I really think I did. Because this is like just very common just a common phrase. I feel like you're not understanding. Trey, you look like you're gonna die.
I'm going to start using the word egg burps. I'm going to find a way on a daily basis to mention egg burps, but like just act like it's perfectly normal and continue on with my conversation.
I really thought this is a perfectly normal phrase.
Egg burps.
Well, I mean, you could have a burp of any sort. Like you could eat cauliflower and have
cauliflower burps.
This is like a very,
it's
a very specific flavor.
Yeah.
When I eat Cheerios, I don't understand why I burp like I ate eggs.
I don't understand why you burp after you eat Cheerios.
It makes it very gassy, apparently.
How quickly are you eating Cheerios?
I mean,
how much?
Maybe that's the problem.
What is the cereal milk air ratio going into your body as you eat cereal? Because you shouldn't. I don't think you should be burping.
I do, and this is a very Cheerio specific thing for me.
Interesting.
I don't. Maybe there's something in there that just makes me very gaseous.
A burp moorishness.
Yes.
Are you positive it's not the milk?
No. Well, I've tried it with coconut milk. This has been a problem for me for a very long time. Like since I was a kid.
Maybe you should stop eating Cheerios.
I tried them like maybe once a year to see if it's gone away, and it hasn't.
I'm sorry this is happening to you.
I like the idea of you trying Cheerios like every year and then just sitting waiting to see if you burp and then to see
like
what that burp tastes like.
Like the same day every year.
Did y'all not do
Set
that?
the bowl down.
Do y'all not do that with things you don't like though? Like try them to make sure that you don't like them.
Yeah.
Not every year.
Yeah, not I don't have it in my iCal.
Right. I'm gonna try grits in 2030 and we'll see. But
maybe I just get really sad one day every June and I'm like, let's try out the cereal. There's
Cheerios will make me happy.
Let's see.
See, y'all are imagining a much calmer situation. I'm seeing like a Kevin Malone from The Office eating broccoli situation, where Stacy's just like standing over the counter, like, God, I hate this so much. Why am I doing this?
Ron Swanson trying to eat a banana.
No joke, that's what I do with lamb. Every time I try lamb, I hate it. It's like licking a barn door, but I try it every time just because, like, what if someday I like it? Like, what if someday it's good?
Okay, see, no one, you don't have to eat these things. No one is making you.
It's funny that you say that because I've been cooking about like 3 meals a week lately for our family, and I've been making dishes with lamb in them, and Jenny gets so mad and swears that she hates lamb. And actually, she said that she'd never tried lamb before, so I made something with lamb in it, and like obviously her first inclination was just like, I don't want to eat a baby sheep, and I get that, but I think it tastes good. And she swears that it tastes different and that she does not like the taste of lamb.
It's god awful. Like, I don't know why anybody would want to eat it. It's so like game. It really does taste like.
Yeah, that's what Jenny said. She said it was gamey, and I was like, I don't think it's good.
And this is coming from somebody that will like eat deer and bear and like wild stuff.
Bear?
Yeah.
Where can you eat bear?
Yeah, we used to go hunting for bears. do you guys not hunt for bears either? What the hell?
I feel like that's just not a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, I have a lot of like bear hunting stories.
Nice grizzly burger.
No, not grizzly.
Is there anywhere you can get bear meat in DFW?
I don't know.
Twisted root.
Maybe. It's very fatty. Like we would always make. My mom would make like meatloaf out of it. Sean, you might like it. She would make like bear meatloaf.
What does it
bear
taste like?
Meatloaf. Band name.
Can we change the name of the podcast? Bear meatloaf.
I've never had
lamb.
Meatloaf. I've never tried it.
Well, it smells so good, and like a lot of times it's cooked with like mint Or like when they make those, was it lamb chops where it's like a lollipop? It always just looks so fancy to me. I want to like it so much, and I can't. And I feel the same way about like goat cheese.
The thing is the meat is so tender because it's a baby.
Oh my.
You've got to stop.
I'm not even thinking about the ethical part of it. It just tastes like a freaking barn door.
I don't understand the barn door thing. Anyway, this is not meats of your life.
Okay, back to the eggs. Like
overrated lamb.
Lamb flavored Cheerios.
I once tweeted at Cheerios and I said, you need to make a cinnamon sugar flavor and call it Cheerios.
That's solid.
And they replied, boom. That's it.
That's patronizing.
It is. Isn't that a good idea, though?
That is a very
great idea.
Yes.
Thank you.
I also feel like I've seen
is
something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know if they called it Cheerios, but it was like supposed to like be little.
It's the Wookiee cushion all over
churros.
Again.
Yeah, this is Wookiee cushion 2.0.
Yes, you have great ideas.
Thank you.
Wookiee cushion?
I have bad ideas. Sean
We've definitely talked about Wookiee cushion.
I've never heard this in my life.
Tell Stacy about your idea for a Wookiee cushion.
I had an idea for a whoopee cushion type product that was brown and furry with the little strap across it.
The gun belt.
Right? If you sit on it, it goes and it's a Wookiee cushion.
It's genius.
It really, and why haven't you made this happen?
Because Sean does not own Star Wars or work for Disney.
I think my immediate thought, which I think I probably expressed to everyone, which was surely this is already a thing.
Right.
So
and it wasn't. It wasn't, right? Like we looked it up and it wasn't a thing. And then I want to say like a couple years later, we found something like that.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it was called a Wookiee cushion.
No.
Which
is why make it.
I mean, that's exactly. It's right there. It's low-hanging fruit.
That is the best idea that anybody I've ever known has ever had.
Thank you.
If you're curious, Cheerios is a thing, but it's not a cereal. It's vape liquid.
Oh, gross.
Sean, you tweeted the wrong guy.
I take it back.
And it's made by a company that makes vape liquid. The company is The Milkman.
Sounds awesome.
Whoever used to run the Cheerios social media, it was some strung out late 20-year-old who's looking for ideas for his new vape.
$10 says he set up shop in an old Chicken Express. But he left the yellow fluorescent bulbs.
Why would
Here's what happened. He tweeted back at you and said, boom, walked into his boss's office, threw the phone in his face, started screaming at him, walked out, immediately started a vape company called The Milkman, where their signature product was Cheerios.
Are there other products?
Because he swears that they used to call him the Milkman at Cheerios headquarters, and they all swear that they never called him that.
Are there other products cereal based?
That is the only thing I'm seeing.
Gosh,
cinnamon smoke crunch
vape flavors.
See,
oh no,
amazing. We should take on the Milkman, create our own line of cereal-based vape flavors.
Sean, I don't know if you know this, but our former president talked at length about how vaping is killing our children.
I do remember that.
And it's a big issue right now.
That kids are saying, "Mom, I want to vape."
Yeah, kids are going home and saying, "Mom, I want to vape."
I mean, Nathaniel said it 3 times last week.
Well, with flavors like Cheerios, can we really blame him?
True.
You really can't.
That's how they get you.
That is how they get you.
Mom, I want to vape. All right, really so Stacy, your cereal that you think is overrated is Chirpos.
Chirpos. I already forgot about that. Count Chocula. And really all chocolate-based cereals.
Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah. As a kid, I did not like chocolate. Like I was allergic to it for I don't know how long, and then I just didn't like it. So I have all these like super like negative memories of being at friends' houses and all they had was chocolate cereal. And like the mom making me a bowl and all the kids getting excited and me being like, oh, I don't want to eat those. And so I just have like a
rubbing chocolate on their face and
I was like very emotional.
Join in, Stacy. I know you want to.
And I don't think it just doesn't taste very good. It's very, I don't know, like when Trey was talking about Lucky Charms, that's how I feel about chocolate cereals. Yeah.
I've never had Count Chocula.
Me neither.
I don't think you're missing much.
Do they still make it?
Not overrated.
I don't know if I've seen it in a really long time.
It only comes out at Halloween.
I mean, I've lived through Halloweens. I don't know if that could be the reason.
I completely made that up on the spot. I liked looking all of you process like, wait,
is he right?
Is that true?
You're a fast Googler, so I tend to believe.
There he goes. Look at him.
You come up with.
Yeah, I love Cocoa Puffs, and that's one that, like I said, it's a roof scratcher, but give me the blood. The blood is part of the flavor in the Cocoa Puffs that I will accept.
I like my milk red.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm not enjoying them, not bleeding enough.
I never had Count Chocula. As far as Cocoa Puffs go, I would get mad with Cocoa Puffs. I'm not a fan. I don't like milk. I don't like milk by itself ever. And so when I was eating cereal, I was usually on board with any cereal that made the claim that basically it's transforming the milk into being something other than just milk. And Cocoa Puffs, it was basically it'll turn it into chocolate milk. Yeah. But then I'd get really angry because I'd eat the Cocoa Puffs and at the end, it's this really, really, really watery, not quite chocolate, like tinge of chocolate flavor, but still milk in the bowl. I'm like, this is worse than just milk.
Did your parents make you drink the milk after?
No.
Make you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my parents did. If we had cereal, they would.
Here we go. Cereal set. Stacy standing over the counter, force feeding herself to Cheerios, and then her parents just screaming, "Finish the milk, Stacy!" It's so terrible. Show me under your tongue. You swallow it all.
I love the liquid.
Milk. But yes, that's exactly what happened. Like there was crying. Me and my brother and sister talk about this all the time. Like I can pour a perfectly ratioed bowl of cereal to where there will be no milk left over because I would not want to drink the leftover cereal milk.
Yeah, but have you ever had grape nuts?
No. Yeah, I don't know that I could do that one. I really assumed this was a thing. No?
Cocoa Puffs, I believe in the past few years, has made the claim that they have altered their formula, I don't know, to recipe, I guess, to make the milk chocolatier at the end. And I think they have succeeded.
Huh.
Is it like dust? Like they added extra dust to the cereal so that it chocolate, like Nesquik, like chocolate?
Like dust?
I don't think so.
Dust. I feel like
it's dust.
I feel like there are other chocolate cereals that do a better job of making chocolate milk.
Okay.
And I don't know. People may touch on this, but I think Cocoa Pebbles does a better job of making chocolate.
Yes, I agree with you.
Chocolate milk.
Yeah.
I've never had those before.
I've also never had Cocoa Pebbles. I agree with you, Stacey.
You've never had Cocoa Pebbles?
9 times out of 10, if it's a chocolatey cereal, I'm pretty instantly turned off.
Oh, Cocoa Pebbles is so good. Love it.
I think Cocoa Pebbles is an average cereal, but the milk I think is delicious.
Makes it better.
Yeah.
The milk dust residue.
There's no dust.
I don't like Fruity Pebbles.
Never any dust. Oh, I love Fruity Pebbles. Again, I love all cereal. I need to stop throwing in my opinions about all these cereals. I love it all.
Going back, you said Grape Nuts. So you said Grape Nuts was a hottie cereal. I would have to say that I think anything that the brand Kashi makes would be considered.
Yes. Okay, but here's the thing:
the haughtiest of cereals.
We would not have Kashi if it weren't for grape nuts. I feel like grape nuts paved the way for Kashi to even be a thing on the market.
You're probably right.
Because old people got sick of eating grape nuts and they wanted something else to eat. So there was a hole there in the market.
Spend more money on worse cereal.
There is a Kashi cereal.
And I like Kashi too.
I like Kashi cereal.
I can't eat it because it's got a lot of soy in it, but it tastes like Sugar Smacks.
Kashi cereal?
Yeah, there's one that tastes very similar to Sugar Smacks.
Then why don't you just buy Sugar Smacks?
Well, because it's got a lot of protein because it's Kashi.
No, it's also probably $4 more a box.
Probably, yes.
But it's soy protein, Stacy.
Yeah, I'm allergic to that.
No, yeah, I was just saying, don't eat that.
Yeah, I did. I did that one time.
I was about to say.
After that, I never did.
I had this cereal taste like Sugar Smacks. It's got soy protein in it. Don't eat that. I don't.
Well, I don't actively eat it now, but this one time in college, I did.
I just had a beer burp.
Egg? Or no?
No, it was a beer burp.
Oh.
I looked up. That is a legitimate thing. There's a whole Reddit devoted to it. So
the egg burp Reddit.
There's a lot of Reddit things that.
But is it about like just burping from eggs or eating Cheerios and it tastes like eggs when you burp?
Okay, so the first thing that comes up says, why do some people constantly burp and eventually throw up after eating Cheerios?
That escalated so quickly.
It did.
It's how your digestive system expels excess air so you don't blow up like a balloon.
Yeah, it's called burping.
Your drink. Sulfur burps are burps that smell like rotten eggs.
Huh.
You didn't say rotten eggs.
No, I might throw up eventually.
Like within days, months, years? I don't know.
Just depends.
Just imagine like a subreddit thread about like, yeah, I don't know why I keep throwing up. I sit there and I eat the family-sized box of Cheerios in one sitting and then just vomit everywhere.
It always starts with a burp. And then
that's the cue. That's what tells me I'll probably throw up later.
An egg burp specifically. This says it can be caused by many conditions, including stress, reflux, irritable bowel syndrome, bacterial infections like H. pylori, and certain foods can also cause sulfur burps, such as broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, garlic, dairy products, milk, and beer.
And Cheerios.
Cheerios.
Right,
I feel like IBS is a good reason to not have a bowl of cereal in milk.
This has happened to me since I was a kid with Cheerios. There's got to be something in it.
You can just stop eating Cheerios. It's probably a good idea.
I just want to keep trying them.
It's literally your decision.
It could go away, and then I could enjoy a bowl of Cheerios like a normal human. I shouldn't have told you guys this.
Why don't you look up the favorite serial killer Reddit? See what they have to say about Cheerios.
I guarantee you there's a Reddit dedicated to like some obscure Nordic band called Egg Burp.
Yeah.
Trey, cereal that you think is overrated.
The Puffs are really taking a beating tonight, I feel like, in this conversation. The thing that I think is overrated, and I love peanut butter. I mean, peanut butter is like top 5 favorite food and peanut butter flavored things.
Agreed.
But Reese's Puffs, when they came out, I was in 4th or 5th grade. I have a very vivid memory of it because everyone in my grade went batshit crazy for Reese's Puffs. And my sister and I begged our mom to let us get it. We didn't get a lot of really sugary cereals growing up. And she let us get it. And I took a bite and spit it out onto the dinner table.
Wow.
And I was like, what is this nonsense that doesn't taste like peanut butter? Just cut the roof of my mouth. I mean, it's And people were insane about it and continue. Like it has. I thought there's no way this lasts. It is still like a common and very popular cereal, and I just can't. I love Reese's. I love every Reese's product I've ever had, except for Reese's Puffs. I think they're terrible.
It's the number 8 top seller in the United States.
I figured it would be pretty high up there.
So good.
I think it tastes amazing, but it does. I think it does. Yeah, it scratches the roof of my mouth.
Also, that's a good milk too.
That is a good milk.
That's it. The milk's actually pretty good. That's another one that leaves a weird film.
It does have a film.
Yes, you're right about that. Yeah. It has want more-ishness in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it feels like that happens a lot with the puffs and the balls. So is it like Stacey said, whatever product she said, is it something they're putting on the coating that dissolves in your mouth and leaves a weird film that to keep it from getting too soggy too fast, but then it dissolves in your mouth and then you just feel like you've eaten a very thin layer of Elmer's glue?
Probably. I mean, that would be my guess.
This should be a pen. Are we eating Elmer's glue? Is that what, I mean, has anyone tested this stuff?
I assumed you were making an analogy or a metaphor.
It's like wax.
Like Stacey said, carabin wax.
Carnauba wax.
I still don't.
Paraffin wax.
You remember Point Blank, you guys? Or Point Break. Point Break.
The movie?
Yeah, where they
if you want the ultimate, you got to pay the ultimate price.
Yeah, like the guy slid on his butt across the thing, and they did a sample, and it was carnauba wax, and they like realized that the surfers did it on their surfboards.
Oh, okay.
Is that carnauba wax?
Yes, but it's also they use it like in foods too.
No, I think you're talking about Johnny Tsunami.
No.
Johnny Utah.
Yeah.
Reese's Puffs.
Elmer's glue.
Carnauba wax.
Point Break.
Egg burps.
These are all hashtags. Anyway, cereal that I think is underappreciated. And this comes from the reason I say that this is underappreciated because this cereal has been in the news lately. And that's right.
That's a weird claim.
That's right. No, just wait. No, it's been in the news lately and has come under fire. It's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I did see that actually.
I think is amazing. And yes, it was it recently was in the news because I love the particulars of this particular news item. A man named Jensen Karp, who is a podcaster and rapper known by his stage name Hot Carl, found what he believed to be discarded shrimp tails in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Gotcha.
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch, whoever owns, I don't know what brand they are, they claim that those
General
are
Mills.
Perhaps it's one of like 3, right? They claim that those are not shrimp tails, but just coagulated sugar that are in the form of shrimp tails that look like shrimp tails. And
shrimp tail shaped coagulated sugar.
And this has not
I
been
all this whole Twitter thing, but then I was like, they probably already know about this. This probably happened 7 years ago, and I'm gonna do that thing where everyone already knows about this because I was laughing my ass off at how they were trying to gaslight this poor man.
If it even is shrimp tails, I don't know. I've seen the picture, and it does kind of look like coagulated sugar. And trust me, I've seen a lot of coagulated sugar.
Or you've seen a lot of sugar-coated shrimp tails and been like, put it in a bowl of milk. It's cereal.
It's cereal.
It does look like shrimp tails, though.
It 100% looks like shrimp tails.
Yes, it does. But did y'all ever? Okay, so here's the thing. What I became fascinated with this whole scenario, you have a man named Jensen Karp, right? Karp.
Right. Jensen.
who is for one of the things that he is apparently known for is being on the podcast Pistol Shrimps Radio. Finds shrimp in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And of course, the first person he shows it to is his wife, who, by the way, is Danielle Fishel.
Okay,
who was Topanga on Boy Meets World. Happens to be this guy's wife. But my brain can't quite handle that a man named Carp that is on a podcast called Pistol Shrimps found what could be a shrimp in his cereal and then told his wife, Danielle Fishel.
The last part is really massively reaching, but
this is the only thing that I've ever thought has been legitimately evidence that we are living in a simulation of some sort.
Or he just faked it.
and it's very fishy, if you ask me.
Stop it.
Stop
it.
But moving on, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I think, has the best milk out of all the cereals. I love the milk that is left over from Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then in going down the rabbit hole of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I just liked this part of it that I read, that they recently changed their mascot to what are basically what they call crazy squares, and quote, which are sentient Cinnamon Toast Crunch squares that often eat each other in commercials.
What was it before?
So apparently David Lynch makes commercials for Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because that is insanity inducing stuff. And I've never seen this commercial.
I've seen the commercials.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty funny.
They're eat
crazy.
each other.
Their eyes, they have big tongues and their eyes are crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought they always did that. No?
I've never
If
seen
by
that.
always you mean the last couple of years, yeah.
What was the mascot before?
Yeah.
It was
wolf.
A wheat wolf?
Wheat wolf?
No.
It was a Jolly Baker named Wendell.
A Jolly Baker named Wendell.
Sounds like they
Wendell the wolf.
It's a good upgrade, I think.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Again, Becca will listen to this. I don't want to speculate for her, but I would say that's a top 5 cereal for her, because we almost always have it. It's one of those that is almost always in our cabinet. And it's not something I ever really gave a lot of thought to, but I have eaten it several times because we always have it, and it's quite good.
Sean, cereal that you think is underappreciated.
Cereal that I think is underappreciated. This is a weird one. So it may not get any discussion at all, but very specifically, Special K, vanilla and almond.
Yeah, that's good.
I think that's a delicious cereal.
That is a good cereal.
That sounds like a very grown-up cereal.
That is a very grown-up cereal.
It is. But it's also very sweet. It's very tasty.
There's a lot of those Special K cereals that are really good.
They are. Yeah, they have a whole series of those kind of like flavored ones. I am not a flake cereal kind of guy. I didn't like Frosted Flakes all that much growing up. I would eat Wheaties, but only because of, who was on the box, or if it was some sort of commemorative cereal or something.
You thought it gave you basketball powers.
Yeah, or that I could save it and sell it later.
Yeah, they did. That was a scam. Yeah,
scam. Yeah.
Do you have boxes of Wheaties under your bed right now?
I do not. No.
Do y'all remember the Frosted Cheerios thing where they did that with the Olympics? They had like an Olympics run. Yeah. And I want to say it was maybe the 96 Olympics when it was in Atlanta. And they had like a whole run of Olympic athletes they did on Frosted Cheerios boxes.
Michael Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, he's a track and field athlete, but I just
From
don't
Waco,
specifically remember if Michael Johnson was on.
I just remember you said the Atlanta Olympics, and like when you say Atlanta Olympics, all I think about is Michael Johnson, because I was like obsessed with him at that time
and
of the
gold
Atlanta
shoes.
Olympics. Yeah,
I was obsessed with the women's soccer team at the 96 Olympics.
Progressive.
Mia Hamm.
Oh yeah.
How about that Mia Hamm? Brandy Chastain.
Can I?
Boobies. There's boobies in that one.
Brandy Chastain.
What's happening?
What?
She took her shirt off. Didn't she take her shirt off?
That wasn't 96.
I don't think that was. I think that was the '99 World Cup.
Really? I thought it was much. Wow.
I just hear her name and think of boobs.
Again, Becca will listen to this podcast and will instantly let me know, because that's another one of her passions: cereal and women's soccer. But anyway, the Frosted Cheerios, they did that to sort of rival Wheaties, in trying to. That Frosted Cheerios were pretty new then, and they put all of the Olympic athletes, at least the ones that mattered, on to their boxes.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember that.
Peekaboo Street eating some Frosted Cheerios.
No, well, I don't think so.
Does Special K still do that thing? Do you remember they had that diet thing where it was like lose 10 pounds if all you eat is cereal for every meal?
That wasn't it. No, it was replace.
I've tried that and it does not work.
They did have the thing where instead of having a bowl of ice cream, have a bowl of Special K and you'll lose weight.
No, this was a thing where it was like replace every meal with a bowl of Special K. And that's when
I do not believe the FDA would let them advertise that.
It was. And it was like, it's when they came out with all those different kinds, like all those different flavors.
That seems like a Hail Mary for a company who's going out of business. No, for real. Eat us for every meal, okay? And good stuff happens. You'll feel 10% less hot.
Cooler.
It's heart healthy, and there's no shrimp tails, as far as we know.
It's
I
smart.
just imagine
Menopausal women.
25% less shrimp tails.
No, this really was the thing, because in college I went and bought like several boxes of the different flavors with the intention of only eating cereal, and it lasted 2 meals. I was hungry.
you go by them and you walk out of the grocery store and just go through like the McDonald's drive-through.
That's how many of my diets went. Yes. Like just one.
And I will start this tomorrow. This isn't going to sound good because the description, it just doesn't sound good. But yes, the Special K vanilla almond, also the honey almond is really good too. You say Special K honey almond, and I feel instantly like you aged 20 years, but it's actually quite tasty.
They have one with like little chocolate pieces, like little chocolate, but look like little chocolate bars.
The Special K chocolatey delight.
I don't like that one so much.
So my issue with that one is that the little chocolates all just sink to the bottom of the bowl.
Yes.
And so it's hard to get an actual until you're at the very end of it.
Cereal and chocolate.
Right. Yeah. Jenny really likes that stuff, but
because chocolatey delight was meant to be eaten only for dinner, and that was your dessert at the bottom of the bowl.
That, fair enough.
I've got honey almond for breakfast, vanilla almond for lunch, and chocolatey delight for dinner.
They have some fruit ones too, and those are okay, except the fruit pieces in it taste real artificial.
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
Aren't they freeze dried or something?
Yeah. So it just doesn't taste right.
Okay, this is a real thing. The Special K diet is a 14-day program that involves replacing 2 meals a day with a bowl of Special K.
That's not what you said.
You say it's actually a thing, and so far you've described not what you said.
Well, I described something similar. You can eat fruit and Special K bars and shakes a couple of times a day. And the third
it's falling apart very quickly.
And it says here that Egg Burps is a Nordic band, very popular with the goth crowd.
Michael, this could be your solution though. You said
it says our
cereal.
Favorite serial killer is Zodiac.
I'm going
according to Special K.
Oh, you know what? That probably is my favorite serial killer if I had to have one.
Oh, dang it. Ted Cruz.
But in that moment, Stacy was adamant that the Special K said, replace all your meals with bowls of cereal from Special K, Googled it, and then read something not at all the same, acting like she was right.
It's a good trick.
See,
it's a good. It's a. Stacey should be a politician because that's a Trump move. I'm pretty sure.
Man, I'm married to false for it. But okay, it said I thought it was 3 meals. It's 2 meals. It's essentially the same thing. There's cereal involved. There's dieting involved.
I'm assuming though that like the milk has to be like skim milk.
I read that. Yeah, it said low fat milk.
Okay. Water, basically white water. Yeah.
Well, it'll still be a problem.
That's what skim milk is. It is just water that is creamy looking.
You go whole for your cereal?
No, I go 2% because to watch my weight.
That's what Starbucks makes their drinks out of. If it's good enough for Starbucks, it's good enough for me.
We use 1%.
Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try that in the night. How long is it?
14 days.
14 days.
Yeah.
You have to eat Special K, just plain Special K cereal for 14 days. 2 meals a day.
You can have a variety of products.
I think you can have a variety.
Well, of course.
This says
that's what they would say.
1 cup of Special K cereal with
1 cup.
1 cup.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
That is like what? Yeah. That is not.
No one ever
not
eats
a meal.
Just the serving suggestion.
Enjoy these 2 flakes.
When I
Diet.
But watch.
When I
They're
eat
this
cereal,
big. When you put it in the milk, they become this big.
This big.
This is a whole complaint in my house because apparently we don't have cereal bowls. So Dustin will eat cereal out of a mixing bowl, and I just use like the toddler bowls.
Like
and
it's
I
a rumor.
Like, fine, but Dustin, it's like he eats it out of a mixing bowl. But 1 cup is the same size here.
I hate they don't have cereal bowls
out of a Pyrex like serving
dish.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I mean, on that note, we have cereal bowls, but I don't usually use our cereal bowls because I do find cereal bowls to be too small for the adequate amount of cereal that you should really consume.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought the bowls we had were adequate bowls, and apparently a cereal bowl is a very different grade of bowls that I do not own.
Do you ever put cereal in a cup and then put milk in there and then you just take out the middleman?
Yeah, in a mug. I put cereal in a mug all the time.
That's what I used to do when I would drive to school holding cereal in my mouth.
Yeah.
So that I didn't upset my dad with my crunching.
It's like the most tragic story you've ever told. I feel really bad.
I couldn't do that because I don't like drinking the milk unless I absolutely have to. And so I need the spoon so I can do like a heaping bit of cereal and the tiniest amount of milk.
Yeah, I use a spoon. You just have to get the ratio right.
But then why don't you just use a bowl if you're using the spoon?
I really like to have a handle.
Just buy a bowl with a handle on it.
That's like a stew bowl.
Make one.
How many types of bowls are there?
There are a lot of types of bowls, Trey.
Oh man.
Do y'all, for your cereals, do you use a deep bowl or a shallow bowl?
Deep.
Yeah.
I use the regular bowls that we have in our home.
Big and deep.
Stacey, what is your cereal that is most underappreciated?
Kix.
Yeah. I like Kix.
Oh.
Yeah, I really like Kix a lot. I like the way they dissolve just ever so slightly. And then I like the mouth feeling of Kix when they like just a tiny soggy. Trey, can you tell us your fun fact about Trix and Kix?
Yeah, I didn't know that Trix were branched off of Kix.
I didn't know that until just now.
So Kix, they were like, hey, we've made these and they're terrible. Let's try adding a little berry flavor and people will like them. And apparently that's not true because Kix is appearing on the better half of our podcast, whereas Trix was on the downside of our podcast.
It wouldn't have if they wouldn't have changed the formula.
I do think it's interesting. This is the first Puff cereal that has had a positive spin. There was a lot of negative stuff about Puffs.
Yeah.
True.
And I think it's particularly interesting. You say you like the mouthfeel after all of us have said all of the other Puffs leave a filmy feeling in our mouths.
This one's different.
I don't think they leave a filmy feeling and don't kill the top of your mouth either.
I don't know.
Milk, they like shrink down a little.
So the opposite of grape nuts.
Yeah.
Kicks are recycled grape nuts that have dried out, and then when you put them back in the milk, they shrivel back down to grape nut size.
Kicks are exploded grape nuts.
Kicks were sent with the troops in the Gulf War.
Yeah.
What are these kicks?
I really wanted grape nuts, but all right. We used to use kicks to make their like garland around a Christmas tree. We'd like thread needle through it, and I think it was on a commercial. Actually, I think Kicks might have had like a Christmas commercial.
I'm starting to think that wasn't an actual memory of mine, and that
no, it was me. No, we definitely did that. But I think maybe I like thought I was being funny by getting one off there. Like, stop eating the damn Kicks.
I had an uncle. We called him Captain, and
come to think that he was a pirate.
It's really weird because his name was just Jean Lafoot.
Jean Lafoot.
Oh, we called him the Captain. But he made it happen.
Oh.
Yeah, Kicks is good.
Thing, right? You and the Captain made it happen. Yeah.
I love it.
That was definitely a thing. That I do remember the commercial. Because the thing was always popcorn. You string popcorn and then but Kicks had the commercial one year.
We might have done it because I saw it on the commercial and been like, let's do Kicks.
I loved it. That was like one of the cereals that if we had cereal, it was Kicks.
That was the number one cereal to string onto a Christmas tree.
I would have gone for Loop cereal.
That was until they came out with
Flakes, but then we got ants.
Did y'all ever have an ant farm?
No. No.
So random. No,
my brother had an ant farm.
So white people who's bringing ants into their houses on purpose.
Yeah, no, it's.
I only had an alien ant farm.
Do y'all remember Beekman's World?
Yes.
So Beekman's World had, of course they're going to capitalize on it. They had a variety of scientific things you could order, and my brother ordered an ant farm, a Beekman's World ant farm one year, and it specifically suggested to feed them Frosted Flakes. Like that was so clearly had a like Kellogg endorsement going on.
Right, they had some sort of backroom deal.
That's so weird.
But I remember my brother.
We tried with dogs and it didn't work. Nobody would buy it. Nobody knows what the hell ants eat.
Well, here's the thing. It didn't give you portions. It just said feed them Frosted Flakes.
Dumping boxes of cereal on top of your ant farm.
we basically buried our ants alive in Frosted Flakes.
What a weird way to die.
Not only did we feed
we don't
our
want
ants,
any more, please, dear God.
Where is your ant god now? Oh man.
So Kicks. So was it tricks that were for kids? Tricks.
Yeah, for tricks are for kids.
So it's like Kicks for adults.
What's kid tested, mother approved? Is that
That's peanut butter?
Butter? Okay.
No, that's choosy mom's choose Jif. Never mind. No.
Okay, so maybe Kicks is kid tested, mother approved.
Yes, it's for Kicks.
Oh yeah, Kicks. Oh yeah, wow.
Oh wow.
Also, apparently Clifford the dog was a mascot at one point.
Oh,
really?
I didn't remember that.
I'm basing that off one picture I see right here. Yeah.
It's like an ear of corn is their mascot. It's real.
It is. Yeah. You do know your Kicks trivia.
That's
hey
super
guys,
lame.
It's me, Kixie.
But I can hear you pretty well.
Oh, here's
because I'm an ear.
Because I'm an ear.
Because I'm an ear.
All right, Trey, cereal that you think is underappreciated.
Cereal I think is underappreciated is similar to Sean's Honey Bunches of Oats. Honey Bunches of Oats. It's one that I feel like they came out with that commercial slogan, I guess the early 2000s or commercial campaign of like just all the like common workers who eat honey bunches of oats and like blue collar workers and stuff like that. And then it just kind of fell off the radar. Discovered it a few years ago, and they have a variety of flavors, much like Special K. They've over time developed a variety of flavors. but just the normal, regular, original Honey Bunches of Oats. I guess that's also, I didn't even realize it till just now. Maybe it's honey that I like, because I really do like the Honey Almond Special K too. But I just think
I just like really like honey.
I don't know if it's locally sourced.
Yeah, how are your allergies?
Like each box of Honey Bunches of Oats says made with honey from Connecticut, made with honey from Tennessee.
There's no honey in Connecticut.
Oh,
trust me.
It's also another one of those that I buy it, but I think, am I the only person keeping Honey Bunches of Oats in business?
Is it a flake or a ball or what is Honey Bunches of Oats?
Stop saying ball. Stop saying ball.
What would you call it?
It is the way, but is it like a flake or a ball?
I did not say it like that.
What is a honey bunch of oat? Is it a flake or a ball?
What's the bunch?
A bunch of what? Oats?
Is it a ball?
Is it just oats? Are the oats made into balls?
It depends on which one you get, but there are flakes, there are balls, there are clusters, there's some that have nuts.
Isn't there granola in it?
Yeah, I think that's what the clusters are, because usually they all have like clusters of oats and granola.
Which, speaking of, you can turn anything into cereal. If you just get like a bag of granola, put it in a bowl, put milk in it, A-okay.
It is delicious. It is cereal that is not good.
No, have you tried it's Kind granola?
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite.
No. Kind?
I've had
the Kind bars.
Like
Kind bars, but it's granola, and they have.
See, that's my idea. You just break it up and put it into a bowl.
Well, it's already broken up for you. This is like cereal size, and they have a whole line that's like gluten-free and nut-free. It's good.
When I worked at Starbucks, I convinced a bunch of people it was pronounced Kind and that it was made in Germany. Back to our Starbucks bits.
And you have to yell it. Kind!
Kind! Kind bar!
So when you say vanilla latte.
A grande frappuccino and 2 Kind bars!
Kind bar! Eine Kind bar!
How many? 9! No?
None? Or
none?
Zero?
No, it's 0?
No. I want you guys to work at a Starbucks again.
I never worked at a Starbucks. I worked at a Joe Muggs. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
They couldn't afford Kind bars.
No. Actually, we did have Kind bars, I think.
Oh, did you?
Or some sort of. That. It may have been a knockoff of Kind bars.
When I was going over my list with Crystal, I was explaining Special K, vanilla, and almond, and she said, "Are you talking about Honey Bunches of Oats?" And I said, "No, I'm talking about Special K, vanilla, and almond." So anyway, they are very similar, I think.
There is a vanilla almond Honey Bunches of Oats as well.
I'll have to try it.
I feel like Special K was Kellogg's answer to Post's Honey Bunches of Oats.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I think it came from diet where they needed variety in their 14.
Well, I think that was their response, but also I think Special K definitely took more of the diet route, whereas Honey Bunches of Oats was just like, no, but I mean, it's just a bowl of oats. I mean, you can eat it.
It's a bunch of them.
Bunch of
bunches. It's bunches.
All right, last one. Cereal that I love. This is my favorite cereal. Frosted Mini Wheats. I love Frosted Mini Wheats. There's a perfect way to bite into a Frosted Mini Wheat. What you want to do is you want to get your jawline, you want to get your teeth right on the edge where the frosting is, right? You want to turn the mini wheat in your mouth to right where right where the frosting is, and then bite down and basically take the frosting off of the mini wheat and then chew the rest of the mini wheat. It is a beautiful thing, the Frosted Mini Wheat. Jenny likes to get the strawberry kind.
Ooh,
this is wrong.
Good. Oh.
Becca likes that too.
The regular kind is better. The regular frosted is better than the strawberry frosted mini wheat.
Yes.
But they're both good. But yeah, frosted mini wheats. I feel like frosted mini wheats is my half-hearted attempt to be an adult. It's kind of like one side is for adults and the other side is for kids. And so it's a compromise. But I love it. I've come to love it in the past few years for some reason, particularly.
That was kind of their like ad campaign for a while, right? That one side is like the party side and one side is like kind of the straight laced side.
Apparently it worked on me.
Yeah.
Without me knowing. Advertisements, man. Sean, what is your cereal that you love?
Cereal that I love is also Frosted Mini Wheats.
We're best buds.
Frosted Mini Wheats. I've loved it since I was a kid. I love Frosted Mini Wheats, man. That's the one I asked for as a kid, that orange box. I think that the kind of like eating the sugar off of it that you're talking about, like the special, I think that's one way. But I've got like I will.
It is a way.
It is a way. It is one way. I've been eating Frosted Mini Wheats since I was a kid, and I love it. I absolutely love Frosted Mini Wheats, and I do think it's because I can kind of give myself that illusion of I'm not eating just like a just sugary cereal, but it's the perfect amount of sugar. You know, there are some cereals that have too much sugar. Or some cereals where it's like they claim to be sugary, but it's just not enough. It's perfect. And the way that it's like snow, man. It looks like snow, like just covering that one side. Oh, I love Frosted.
Did they have frosted big wheats before the mini wheats?
I don't think they have them in America.
Could you imagine just like a gnarly chunk of...
Yeah, I think it's one brick and you put it in your bowl. It's like Weetabix. Have y'all ever had Weetabix? Yeah.
You're supposed to break it up.
I think it's like that where it's
just like, don't give me work.
That probably wouldn't be as good because you're not getting that like crunchy bite every time.
Yeah.
Like I feel
like
the
milk soaking into the...
Yeah, because that's the other thing about Frosted Mini Wheats is like just is the crunch. There's a very particular crunch.
Yeah,
that is very satisfying.
It soaks it in. You get one per spoon, sometimes two, if you're lucky, I guess. But it's perfect. It's perfect.
If you've got that kind of situation,
it's the perfect cereal.
Just an adolescent Sean dips his spoon in the bowl. Two come out and said, "Oh, looks like everything's coming up Sean today."
I got a partial.
Well, they're all partials.
Right.
That's what that is one of my favorite things about Frosted Mini Wheats, though, is the milk to cereal ratio is very important to me. Yeah. And the little mini wheats soak up the perfect amount of cereal that you don't have to worry about being over and inundated with milk.
It also, it doesn't. Well, to that point, it doesn't get soggy too quickly. Mm-hmm. It will if you leave it for too long, but it doesn't get soggy like your flake cereal or
your balls.
Cereal.
Your balls. It doesn't get soggy like your balls.
Have you ever though walked away from it? It will like congeal into.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. It's not a cereal you can walk away from.
It's not. Frosted Mini Wheats. Cereal I love.
Why would you pour cereal and then just leave it?
Because I have kids.
That's just poor planning.
Well, I guess I'm done here. Be back in a couple hours.
Hey,
I'm gonna pour me some cereal and then hit the crapper, and then it'll be good.
I got some laundry I got to take care of.
Listen, when you have kids,
I have kids. They'll wait. Daddy's eating his cereal. You will wait.
My kids are not waiters.
There we go. We got Stacy in the morning. She makes 3 bowls of special K. Says, all right, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they're ready.
I like to meal plan.
Comes back 12 hours later. Oh, these mini wheats are so soggy.
Ziploc bags full of mini wheats and milk.
Why is that my voice?
I freeze them.
Hand it to your kid for his lunch.
I freeze them at the beginning of the week. Let them thaw out the night before, and then I eat them for breakfast.
Gross.
No.
Stacey, what is the cereal that you love?
I have two that I love equally, that I really, really love equally. But I picked.
I'm
It's
just
the
kidding.
one that, well, I'll tell you both of them, but I did pick one. The one that I ate out of a mug this morning. It is a 2 to 3 beef jerky situation or a 2 to 3 sausage link situation, which is also acceptable. I love Fruity Pebbles.
Mm.
I really do. I don't know why.
Because it's good.
That's just straight sugar. Like there's just no substance there whatsoever.
Substance.
And it's almost like you're eating confetti.
Yeah.
Just like little confetti flakes.
Yeah.
I love them so much. I actually, I had this plan that I was going to make. They're like biscuits that you put Fruity Pebbles in.
Mm.
There was a recipe, and I was going to make some, but I never did.
You just take biscuits and you just put Fruity Pebbles in them?
No, it's like a...
That's a sandwich.
Like...
It's a weird sandwich, but that's a sandwich.
I think it's more of like a quick bread that is Fruity Pebble flavor. I don't know. I'll make it and report back. It sounded interesting.
They got sued for not being actual stones.
By the stone industry. They can say they're fruity. They just can't say they're fruit.
They said, you know what?
But you can't call them pebbles.
I thought these were pebbles. I've tried to use these in my driveway.
They're pretty.
Different colors.
So my runner-up is Frosted Flakes. I really love Frosted Flakes a lot. I think
Frosted Flakes is good.
I could eat them by the handful, no milk.
And if you ever need to kill some ants.
Or feed them. I just don't know the proportions.
I don't know if I've ever eaten Fruity Pebbles actually in a bowl with milk, like as cereal, but Fruity Pebbles are the vastly superior option to Rice Krispies for making Rice Krispies treats.
Not better, but a different.
Oh, I think it's better. You're getting a whole like amalgamation of flavors going on in a Fruity Pebble. Buc-ee's makes them with actual Fruity Pebbles and Rice Krispies.
Yeah.
And they are good.
I've never had one.
Good. Get you one from Buc-ee's.
Trey, cereal that you love.
The cereal that I love, I also had two, but I narrowed it down. And really, it came down to I love this cereal. I have loved it since I was a kid. I still love it. It's a treat.
Fraser Rose.
It is not something. And Becca and I have a lot of disagreements on cereal, but we converge on this point.
Are y'all going to be okay?
No, she really does feel very strongly about cereal. But we converge on this. This is both our favorite cereal. We agree it's the best cereal ever. But Fruit Loops it's a cereal that I love. It is a cereal I've always loved. They say Fruit Loops because it's supposed to be fruit flavored. It is purely sugar flavored. They are sugar circles and they are brilliantly delicious.
Sugar circles. That's what you find underneath the Fruit Loops on the bottom.
Right. That's the malto meal version or whatever that marshmallow mateys. It's their
marshmallow mateys. Fruit Loops. I've always loved them. We weren't allowed to have them often as a kid because I think it actually is the highest sugar content of any cereal, but they're really delicious.
Classic.
Yeah, it's definitely classic.
A classic cereal.
And I feel like that's got to be a top 5.
It's number 5.
Yeah, okay.
So, Sean, you have a list?
Yeah. These are the sales of the leading ready-to-eat cereal brands in the United States in 2019. Number 1 is Cheerios. They lump it together. They say Cheerios, but specifically Honey Nut Cheerios at $481.03 million US. Number 2 is Frosted Flakes. Number 3 is Lucky Charms. Number 4, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Number 5 is Fruit Loops, which I guess I hadn't really picked up. That fruit is spelled F-R-O-O-T.
Yes.
Yes.
O-O-T.
Is that to avoid a lawsuit?
I think it's just a play on the double O's in both.
I honestly think they don't know how to spell fruit.
It seems to me that they just want to avoid someone suing them because there's no actual fruit in the.
That's one of the things that is that Mandela effect people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's one of the things they say is, it was spelled fruit when I was a kid. There must be an alternate universe. And it's like, no, you just didn't notice something.
Right.
That if you think that you just didn't notice something and then you notice something and then you just, the best answer you have is an alternate universe, you're a sociopath.
Right.
We always called it Fruit Loops growing up. Is that why?
Fruit Loops? That sounds disgusting.
Also, why would you not say Foot Loops?
Because that's gross.
FOOT is a word. Like good old Fruit Loops.
I love you, Fruit Loops. I don't have a lot in this life, but one thing that I know is for certain is that you are called Fruit Loops.
I also love a nice bowl of honeycomb. Number 6 is Special K. Number 7 is Raisin Bran.
Ooh, I do like Raisin Bran.
I like Raisin Bran a lot.
No.
I can't stand raisins.
I don't like raisins either, but I like Raisin Bran.
My grandma always fed us Raisin Bran. It's because they're covered in sugar. I mean, you can see the sugar on the raisins.
They are covered in sugar.
And they're hard.
Yeah. And then number 8 is Reese's Puffs.
Fruit Loops is one that I can eat by itself too. And at a hotel, I will put multiple in my purse.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, wait.
That's called stealing.
You're
free.
And if I find myself in a grocery store, I will put a lot of boxes in my purse. Because it is good.
That's my cereal purse that I take to the store. It's a big one.
Ma'am, are you stealing Fruit Loops? No, I like it a lot.
I just yell reparations as I'm running through the I have to eat these with coconut milk, you bastard.
Have you ever heard of government cheese, you asshole?
This is 3 beef sticks. 3.
Clearly she's insane. She kept yelling 3 beef sticks at us.
I've got egg burps.
All right, that's us. Thank you for listening. If you have any takes on cereal, we want to hear them, or any of the previous topics that we have done, you can email us at kellerbearhasapodcast@gmail.com. Tell us cereals that we forgot, because I'm sure there are a lot. Stay tuned for the post-credits scene where Martian Manhunter is here for some reason.
Stop it.
And we don't know why.
Oilers.
Explain to me life. What does life taste like?
I mean,
whatever you want to taste like.
Is this a flake or a ball?